The Meridian colony sparkled like a jewel against the purple skies of Kepler 186f, its gleaming domes and spires a testament to humanity's first successful extrasolar settlement. Governor Elena Santos stood at her office window, watching the Crixian diplomatic vessel descend through the atmosphere with a mixture of hope and apprehension. After decades of searching the cosmos for intelligent life, humanity had finally made contact with an advanced civilization. The Crixians had appeared 6 months ago, their massive ships emerging from faster-than-light travel near Jupiter. Their initial messages spoke of peace, trade, and cultural exchange. They presented themselves as representatives of a vast interstellar empire, eager to welcome humanity into the galactic community. Their technology was centuries ahead of Earth's, and their promises of sharing knowledge had made most of humanity euphoric. But something about their ambassador, High Commander Zextal, had always unsettled Santos. Perhaps it was the way his 4 eyes never seemed to blink in unison, or how his translator would occasionally glitch, revealing undertones that didn't match his supposedly peaceful words. "Ma'am," her aide's voice crackled through the comm. "The Crixian delegation is ready for the ceremony." Santos straightened her formal uniform. "Very well. Let's make history." The ceremony was being broadcast live across Earth and its colonies. Billions watched as Santos and Zextal approached the podium in the colony's central plaza. The Crixian towered over her, his iridescent scales shimmering under the artificial lights. "People of Earth," Zextal began, his translator converting his clicking speech into smooth English, "today marks the beginning of a new era for both our species." Santos never saw the weapon. One moment she was standing beside the ambassador. The next, she was thrown to the ground by her security chief as energy beams lanced through the air. The plaza erupted in chaos as hidden weapons emerged from the Crixian vessel, targeting the colony's defensive systems. "This is too easy." Zextal's voice boomed across the plaza, his translator now conveying the true menace in his tone. "Your species is pathetically trusting. The Crixian Empire requires this world, but your presence here is inconvenient." Orbital weapons platforms that had been cloaked in high orbit revealed themselves, opening fire on the colony's vital infrastructure. Dome after dome cracked, exposing thousands of colonists to the barely breathable atmosphere. Emergency systems activated too late, and Santos watched in horror as her people died around her. The security chief dragged her toward a hardened bunker as the massacre continued. Her last glimpse of the plaza showed Crixian soldiers methodically executing civilians, while Zextal watched with all 4 eyes wide in apparent pleasure. 26 hours later, aboard the UES Thermopylae, Admiral Sarah Chen watched the footage for the 100th time. The Meridian colony's quantum entanglement communicators had transmitted everything, ensuring the Crixians couldn't prevent Earth from witnessing their treachery. Of the colony's 50,000 inhabitants, fewer than 100 had survived, hidden in deep bunkers or rescued by quick-responding emergency ships. "They thought we were weak," Chen said to the assembled Joint Chiefs via holographic conference. "They thought we were naive. Perhaps we were, but they've made a catastrophic mistake." The chairman of the Joint Chiefs nodded grimly. The Security Council vote was unanimous. All colonies have pledged their full support. For the first time in human history, we are truly united. Chen activated a classified display, showing military installations that had been hidden throughout the solar system. Humanity had never stopped preparing for the possibility that first contact might go wrong. Orbital shipyards around Mars, Jupiter's moons, and Saturn's rings shed their civilian disguises, revealing vast military-industrial complexes. "Begin Operation Retribution," Chen ordered. "Activate all sleeper shipyards. Implement War Plan Omega." The Crixians believe they've found an easy conquest. Instead, they've awakened a giant. Across the solar system, massive construction facilities hummed to life. Automated factories that had been disguised as mining operations began producing warships and weapons. The various space forces of Earth's nations merged into a unified Earth Defense Force. Chen turned to her tactical display, watching as the first wave of ships emerged from their hidden berths. They killed our people while talking of peace. They murdered civilians while promising friendship. Now they'll learn why humanity survived every catastrophe our world threw at us. We don't just endure. We don't just survive. We rise, and we remember. The display showed thousands of ships moving into formation. This was just the beginning. Humanity's industrial might was awakening, and it would not rest until justice was served. In his private quarters, Chen opened a secure message from Earth's unified government. The words were simple but carried the weight of history. Authorization granted. Show them no mercy. As Chen prepared to address the fleet, reports arrived of Crixian ships approaching other human colonies. But this time, humanity was ready. The trap had been sprung, but not by the Crixians. In their arrogance, they had attacked the outer colonies first, giving Earth precious time to mobilize its hidden strengths. All ships, battle stations, Chen commanded, her voice carrying to every vessel in the fleet. Today we show the galaxy that humanity's peace was never weakness. It was choice, and they have forced us to make a different choice. The first battle for humanity's survival was about to begin. But the Crixians would soon learn that they hadn't attacked a helpless species. They had awakened humanity's full potential, and the galaxy would never be the same. Deep within the asteroid belt, Lieutenant Commander James Rodriguez watched in awe as another massive warship took shape in the hidden shipyards of Ceres. What had once been disguised as a simple mining operation now revealed its true purpose: humanity's insurance policy against hostile first contact. Beautiful, isn't she? Chief Engineer Maya Patel approached, her holographic tablet displaying the ship's specifications. The Retribution class. 2 kilometers of concentrated human ingenuity. We've been developing these designs for 50 years, incorporating every technological advancement we could conceive. The ship's quantum armor gleamed under the construction lights, its surface rippling with nanomaterial adjustments. What the Crixians didn't know, what humanity had kept secret for decades, was that their primitive space technology had been a carefully crafted facade. How many more? Rodriguez asked, watching automated construction drones swarm around the vessel. At current production rates, 1 every 6 hours, across all facilities. The asteroid belt alone has 36 shipyards like this one. Mars has twice that number. The gas giant facilities. Maya smiled grimly. Let's just say the Crixians severely underestimated our industrial capacity. An alert flashed across their neural interfaces. Another priority message from Fleet Command. Admiral Chen's hologram materialized before them, her expression stern. The Crixians have begun their main invasion. Fleets detected approaching Alpha Centauri, Tau Ceti, and the TRAPPIST system. They're still unaware of our full capabilities. She paused, allowing a thin smile. That changes today. Commander Rodriguez, your battle group is activated. Operation Thunderbolt begins in 6 hours. Rodriguez straightened. This was what he'd trained for his entire career. Understood, Admiral. The Crixians want to see humanity's true face. We'll give them a front-row seat. Across the solar system, humanity's war machine roared to life. Hidden bases on Europa revealed massive energy weapons, powered by zero-point energy taps that humanity had supposedly been decades away from developing. The lunar dark side opened like a blooming flower, releasing squadrons of stealth fighters that had been training in secret for generations. In orbit around Venus, General Diana Wright oversaw the activation of the Quantum Entanglement Network. Another technology humanity had claimed was theoretical became operational, allowing instantaneous communication and coordination across human space. Status report. Wright commanded, watching as green lights flickered across her tactical display. QEN fully operational, General. All fleet elements synchronized. Quantum computing arrays online. The AI tactical support systems are ready for integration. Wright nodded, satisfaction evident in her expression. The Crixians thought they were hunting primitive prey. They were about to discover they'd stumbled into a carefully laid trap. On Mars, the massive underground facilities of Olympic Mons revealed their true nature. What appeared to be a civilian colony was, in fact, the largest military research and development facility in human space. Dr. Sarah Chen, the Admiral's twin sister, supervised the final preparations of Project Prometheus. "The quantum field generators are stable," she reported to the Joint Chiefs. "The first batch of enhanced chips is ready for deployment. The Crixians' energy shields won't know what hit them." The project represented humanity's greatest technological achievement, the ability to locally alter physical constants. The Crixians' superior shields would be useless when the laws of physics themselves could be weaponized. In high Earth orbit, Admiral Chen convened a final strategy meeting with her fleet commanders. The holographic representations of humanity's finest military minds gathered around a tactical display showing the approaching Crixian forces. "They expect us to be desperate, disorganized, and technologically inferior," Chen began. "Their invasion plan assumes they'll face minimal resistance from a species that barely understands FTL travel. This assumption will cost them dearly." The display shifted, showing the true extent of human military preparation. Hidden fleet elements revealed themselves, moving into carefully planned positions. Quantum sensors detected the Crixian advance forces, attempting to be stealthy in their approach to the solar system. "For 50 years, we've prepared for this possibility," Chen continued. "Every peaceful exploration mission doubled as military reconnaissance. Every civilian research project had a military application. We showed the galaxy what we wanted them to see: a young, peaceful species taking its first steps into space." The commanders nodded grimly. They had all played their parts in the deception, maintaining the facade of a less advanced civilization, while building the most formidable military force humanity had ever conceived. "The Crixians believe they're springing a trap," Chen concluded. "Instead, they're walking into ours. Humanity developed in a gravity well 3 times stronger than their homeworld. We evolved on a planet that tried to kill us daily. We survived ice ages, asteroid impacts, and our own near destruction. We learned to turn every challenge into an advantage." She paused, letting her words sink in. "Now we'll show them why humanity never stopped preparing for war even while hoping for peace. Execute Operation Thunderbolt. Let's remind the galaxy why Earth's most successful predator wasn't the one with the biggest teeth. It was the one that learned to plan ahead." The assembled commanders saluted, their holograms fading as they returned to their ships. Throughout human space, crews manned their battle stations. Quantum drives powered up, and weapons systems came online. The greatest deception in human history was about to be revealed. The sleeping giant wasn't just awakening. It had never truly been asleep, and the Crixian Empire was about to learn the cost of their fatal miscalculation. The void between Mars and Jupiter erupted with quantum distortions as the Crixian invasion fleet emerged from FTL. 5,000 warships, each bristling with weapons that had conquered dozens of civilizations, moved into attack formation. High Commander Zextal stood on his flagship's bridge, mandibles clicking in anticipation of an easy victory. "Primitive human vessels detected," his sensor officer reported. "Crude nuclear propulsion. Minimal shielding. Numbers increasing." Zextal's 4 eyes narrowed as the tactical display filled with new contacts. Where moments ago there had been a few hundred human ships, now thousands appeared, seeming to materialize from nowhere. Their energy signatures were unlike anything in the Crixian database. "Impossible," he chittered. Their technology level was confirmed by multiple surveys. They barely understand basic plasma containment. Admiral Chen's voice boomed across every Crixian communication channel. Their encryption codes shattered by quantum computers they hadn't known humanity possessed. "This is Admiral Sarah Chen of the Earth Defense Force. You were warned. You chose not to listen." The human fleet's formation shifted, executing maneuvers that should have been impossible for ships their size. Quantum fields rippled across space as Project Prometheus activated, creating localized bubbles where the laws of physics bent to human will. All ships, execute battle plan Theta, Chen commanded. Show them what humanity can do when we stop holding back. The first wave of human ships accelerated at rates that turned their crews' enhanced blood to lead in their veins. Even with inertial dampeners and genetic modifications, only humans could survive such extreme maneuvers. The Crixian fleet's first volley of plasma torpedoes passed harmlessly through suddenly empty space. Aboard the EDF Thermopylae, Chen watched as her fleet executed maneuvers that had been practiced in secret for decades. Launch Nemesis platforms. Across the battlefield, seemingly innocuous debris transformed into autonomous weapon platforms. The quantum AI network coordinated their attacks with microsecond precision, targeting the weak points in Crixian shield geometry that human intelligence had identified years ago. Zextal's flagship rocked with the first hit, shields failing. But their weapons, these energy signatures are impossible for their technology level. That's because we lied. Chen's voice responded coldly. Every technological assessment you made of Earth was exactly what we wanted you to see. Did you really think a species that split the atom less than 2 centuries ago couldn't have advanced further? We showed you obsolete technology while hiding our true capabilities. The battle devolved into chaos, but it was a chaos humanity had prepared for. Human ships executed impossible turns, their quantum drives allowing them to briefly exist in multiple positions simultaneously. Crixian targeting systems, designed to predict normal space combat, failed completely. Lieutenant Commander Rodriguez led his battle group through the heart of the Crixian formation. "Activate ZU's protocol," he ordered. The quantum field generators on his ships pulsed in unison, creating a bubble of altered space-time. Inside it, Crixian energy weapons dissipated harmlessly, their underlying physical principles temporarily suspended. "This is for Meridian Colony," Rodriguez transmitted as his ships opened fire. Concentrated beams of exotic particles, developed in secret beneath the ice of Europa, tore through the suddenly vulnerable Crixian warships. From her command center on Mars, Dr. Sarah Chen monitored the effectiveness of Project Prometheus. "Phase 2 ready, Admiral," she reported to her sister. "Quantum entanglement fields are stable, ready to deploy the gravity bombs." Admiral Chen's expression was grim as she gave the order. "Execute Phase 2. Let them experience Earth normal gravity." Specialized drones appeared among the Crixian ships, their quantum generators creating localized fields of crushing gravitational force. The Crixians, evolved on a world with 1/3 Earth's gravity, found their ships suddenly operating in conditions their systems were never designed to handle. Zextal watched in horror as his mighty fleet was systematically dismantled. Ships that had terrorized dozens of alien civilizations were being destroyed by weapons that shouldn't exist, using principles his scientists had deemed impossible. "How?" he demanded, broadcasting on all frequencies. "You were primitive. We watched you for decades." "You watched what we wanted you to watch," Chen replied. Every public space mission was a cover for military reconnaissance. Every civilian satellite contained hidden quantum sensors. While you thought you were studying us, we were learning your weaknesses. The battle lasted less than 3 hours. When it ended, the mighty Crixian invasion fleet was reduced to scattered debris and disabled vessels. Human casualties were minimal, their ships protected by technologies the Crixians hadn't known existed. But this was just the beginning. As cleanup operations began, Admiral Chen received reports from across human space. The Crixian attacks on other colonies had been similarly repulsed, their forces encountering not helpless civilians, but heavily armed and prepared defenders. "Send word to Earth," Chen ordered. "Phase 1 complete. Begin Operation Righteous Thunder Phase 2. The counter-invasion." Throughout human space, more hidden shipyards activated. More vessels emerged from secret bases. The force that had crushed the Crixian invasion was just the first wave of humanity's response. They thought they could subjugate humanity. Chen addressed her fleet. Instead, they've triggered the greatest military operation in human history. Set course for Crixian space. It's time they learned why Earth's history warned against provoking a sleeping giant. The quantum drives of thousands of warships pulsed in unison as humanity's armada prepared for FTL transit. The Crixian Empire was about to learn that humanity's greatest weapon wasn't its hidden technology or secret weapons. It was the fact that humans had never forgotten how to wage war, even while hoping they'd never need to again. In the gleaming towers of New Geneva, Earth's unified government capital, Security Director Marcus Jung studied the holographic evidence before him with growing concern. While humanity's fleets advanced into Crixian space, a different kind of war was unfolding on the home front. "Show me the pattern analysis again," he commanded. The AI compiled the data: mysterious communications, unexplained energy signatures, and suspicious disappearances, all pointing to something the public thought impossible: Crixian infiltrators on Earth. "Director," his assistant's hologram materialized. "We've confirmed anomalous quantum signatures in the Singapore Arc colony. They match the theoretical models for Crixian phase shift technology." Zhang's cybernetic eyes narrowed, processing the data streams. The Crixians hadn't just planned a military invasion. They'd orchestrated a far more insidious infiltration years before their official first contact. "Alert Counterintelligence Division," he ordered. "Implement Protocol Shadow. And get me a secure line to Admiral Chen." In deep space, aboard the EDF Thermopyla, Admiral Chen received Zhang's transmission with grim resignation. The enemy within could potentially be more dangerous than the Crixian fleets they'd been crushing. "They've been here all along," Zhang explained, his hologram flickering with quantum encryption, using biomechanical disguises far more sophisticated than we thought they possessed. "We've detected at least 30 infiltration cells across Earth and the colonies." Chen's tactical mind quickly grasped the implications. Their invasion wasn't just meant to conquer us militarily. They wanted to destroy us from within when we were at our most vulnerable. Exactly. But they didn't account for Counterintelligence Division's quantum detection grid. We've been tracking their movements since they first arrived, feeding them disinformation through triple agent networks. Deep beneath the Pacific Ocean, in a secret facility known only as the Hive, CID's best agents prepared for action. Captain Maya Winter, her body enhanced with cutting-edge biotechnology, briefed her strike team. "The Crixians think their infiltrators are perfectly hidden," she explained, neural interfaces projecting tactical data directly into her team's enhanced minds. "They don't know that every successful infiltration was detected and monitored. Today, we spring our trap." Across the globe, CID strike teams moved with synchronized precision. In Singapore Arc colony, Winter's team breached a seemingly normal residential complex, their quantum scanners revealing the truth behind its walls. "Contact," Winter subvocalized through her neural link. "Detecting multiple phase-shifted signatures. They're using the colony's power grid to build something." The firefight was brief but intense. The Crixian infiltrators, realizing they'd been discovered, activated combat forms that transformed their disguised bodies into living weapons. But humanity had prepared for this too. Winter's enhanced reflexes and quantum-powered weapons made short work of the first wave. Her team's specialized equipment neutralized the Crixians' phase shift advantages, forcing them into normal space where they could be eliminated. Central, this is Winter. "Singapore facility secured. You're not going to believe what we found." The discovery sent shockwaves through Earth's leadership. The infiltrators had been building a quantum beacon, a device capable of guiding a massive Crixian fleet directly to Earth, bypassing all defenses. In New Geneva, Zhang coordinated the global response. Similar devices were found and neutralized in 17 locations. Each could have been catastrophic if activated. But humanity's paranoia, its endless preparation for worst-case scenarios, had paid off again. "Admiral," Zhang reported to Chen, "we've confirmed that all known infiltration cells have been neutralized. But we've also uncovered something else. The Crixians had help. Chen's expression darkened. Human collaborators. A group calling themselves the Stellar Ascendancy. They believed surrendering to the Crixians would give humanity access to their technology, allow us to advance faster. They didn't know we were already far beyond what the Crixians could offer. The investigation expanded, revealing a complex web of betrayal and misguided ideology. The Stellar Ascendancy had members in key positions throughout human space, all working to facilitate what they thought would be a peaceful submission to Crixian rule. In orbit above Mars, Dr. Sarah Chen received the news with cold anger. They helped murder the Meridian colonists. She told her sister via quantum link. Gave the Crixians exactly what they needed to make their betrayal perfect. And now we'll make an example of them, Admiral Chen replied. Humanity didn't survive and advance by betraying its own. The next phase of Operation Righteous Thunder would have to wait while Earth cleaned its own house. But the delay would be brief. CID had been preparing for this possibility too, maintaining shadow networks that could quickly identify and neutralize internal threats. Implement Justice Protocol, Zhang ordered. Across human space, sleeper agents activated. The Stellar Ascendancy never saw the end coming. Within hours, their entire organization was dismantled, their members arrested or eliminated. In the aftermath, humanity emerged stronger, more unified. The attempted infiltration had failed, the collaborators were gone, and Earth's defenses were proven even more formidable than they appeared. Send word to the fleet, Zhang told Chen. The home front is secured. Operation Righteous Thunder can proceed to its final phase. As humanity's warships prepared to deliver the killing blow to the Crixian Empire, Earth's leaders took steps to ensure such infiltration could never happen again. The quantum detection grid was expanded, security protocols enhanced, and the lesson was clear. Humanity's greatest strength wasn't just its advanced technology or military might. It was the ability to face threats both external and internal, to adapt and overcome, and to emerge stronger from every challenge. The Crixians had failed to understand this fundamental truth about their chosen enemy. They were about to learn it the hard way. The Crixian throne world of Kelax loomed before humanity's combined fleet, its orbital defenses already compromised by quantum warfare specialists. Emperor Vexthor, successor to the now-dead Zextal, watched in mounting horror as his empire's last line of defense crumbled before the human armada. Impossible, he whispered, all four eyes fixed on the tactical display. We were the supreme power in this spiral arm. 300 years of conquest, undone in months. Admiral Chen's hologram materialized in the Imperial throne room, a feat that demonstrated humanity's complete dominance of Crixian systems. Your predecessor made a fatal error, Emperor Vexthor. He mistook our peaceful nature for weakness. The massive fleet hung in orbit like an artificial constellation. 50,000 warships, each more advanced than anything the Crixians had believed humans capable of building. But it wasn't just superior technology that had brought humanity to this moment. You're probably wondering how we defeated you so thoroughly, Chen continued, her hologram walking around the ornate throne room. It wasn't just our hidden technology or military strength. It was something your empire never understood. Unity in diversity. Throughout the campaign, humanity had demonstrated not just technological superiority, but tactical and strategic brilliance, born from thousands of years of warfare and countless cultural perspectives on combat. Each human world, each colony, had contributed unique approaches to warfare that the rigid, hierarchical Crixian military couldn't adapt to. Every human world you attacked had its own defensive strategy, Chen explained. Every fleet you encountered used different tactics. You thought you were fighting a single enemy. Instead, you faced the combined military genius of thousands of human cultures, all working in perfect coordination. The quantum AI network confirmed what human intelligence had already discovered. The Crixian Empire was fracturing. News of their defeats had sparked rebellions among subjugated species across their territory. The empire that had terrorized this sector of space for centuries was collapsing. In high orbit, Lieutenant Commander Rodriguez led his battle group in neutralizing the last pockets of Crixian resistance. Their victories had been so complete that most enemy forces now surrendered at first contact. "Admiral," he reported, "the orbital grid is secured. Ground forces report Crixian military installations are standing down. They're requesting terms." Chen turned her attention back to the trembling emperor. "This is the moment where we prove we're different from you. We could destroy your civilization, reduce your worlds to ash, but that's not who we are." From her command center on Mars, Dr. Sarah Chen transmitted the final authorization codes. Across Crixian space, quantum beacons activated, broadcasting humanity's terms of surrender and their offer of peace. "Your empire ends today," Admiral Chen declared, "but your species will survive. Each Crixian world will be granted autonomy under a new galactic council. All subjugated species will be freed, and humanity will ensure this peace is maintained." The terms were generous, far more generous than the Crixians would have offered had their positions been reversed. But this mercy wasn't weakness, it was strength. "We're offering you a chance to be part of something greater," Chen continued. "A true galactic community, built on mutual respect and cooperation, the very principles you mocked us for believing in." Emperor Vexthor, seeing the wisdom and surrender, signed the terms. The Crixian Empire officially ceased to exist, ending 3 centuries of tyranny in the galaxy. In the aftermath, humanity emerged as a leading force in the new Galactic Council. Their technology, finally revealed in full, advanced scientific understanding across known space. Their diplomatic skills, honed by centuries of managing Earth's diverse cultures, proved invaluable in helping formerly subjugated species transition to independence. 1 year after the war's end, Admiral Chen stood before the newly formed Galactic Council on neutral ground, a massive space station constructed by human engineers in record time. "We never wanted war," she addressed the assembled representatives of 100 species. "Humanity's greatest desire was always to reach for the stars in peace. But when forced to fight, we demonstrated why Earth's history contains an important lesson. Never mistake kindness for weakness." The legacy of humanity's victory wasn't just military or technological. It was philosophical. Species across the galaxy studied how a seemingly young civilization had hidden its true capabilities while advancing far beyond their understanding. They marveled at how humans could be both warriors and peacemakers, capable of overwhelming force, yet choosing restraint. In the rebuilt Meridian colony, now a thriving metropolis and home to the Galactic Military Academy, a monument stood where the massacre had occurred. Its inscription, written in every known language, served as both warning and promise. Humanity dreams of peace among the stars, but stands ready to defend that dream. "We extend our hands in friendship to all who would join us in building a better galaxy. But those who mistake our kindness for weakness shall learn why Earth's history speaks so often of sleeping giants." The galaxy had learned its lesson. Humanity had proved itself not just a military power, but a civilizing one. Their victory had ushered in an era of unprecedented peace and cooperation among the stars. And if anyone ever again fought to test humanity's resolve, the quantum detection grid still watched, the hidden shipyard still produced, and the united forces of Earth stood ready to remind the galaxy why their peaceful nature was a choice, not a weakness. The sleeping giant was awake, and the galaxy was better for it.